So tomorrow's Easter. So happy early Easter, or we celebrate Easter tomorrow, Easter Sunday. I think it's technically with the date and the eclipse and all. I kind of go on a lunar calendar. It's Monday here in this side of the globe, and on the other globe, it starts Passover. I think starts on like the 7th, or I think they're technical Easter's on the 7th. May 2nd kind of adds into there. Long story short, so I've been working with these teens for a long time, and there's a constant theme, but one that I keep finding so much resistance, and I've struggled with it myself. And it's this whole reality of the situations, dismissals. A lot of mine have a dismissal. So addiction, self-mutilating behavior, suicidal ideations, homicidal ideations. That's like somebody, I want to take you out, I want to hurt you because you're not doing what I want. This whole view of, well, the one that I'm going to talk about today is rejection, or dismissal, or the whole theory of that if I do better, then I'd be included. So there's a certain developmental stage that we need to go through, except that I've noticed during Erickson's 8 stages that role confusion kind of seems to be one that many are stuck in. And I think social media plays a big factor in it. I really dislike a lot of it, even though I'm using some of it. But if you use it with the knowledge that if you step over anything that you do, if you go overboard, then it's too much, and it actually can cause more distress and harm. This is another one. So peers actually become very important because you want to be inclusive and included in a society or community. Especially if you're going to school with them, you kind of have to be kind of included in some of the stuff, because you want to be so excluded that you get bullied or shunned or whatever, being removed pretty much, either in socially, they communicate that they don't even look at you. You're not included in the sports. You can't thrive. And so we can go back to the base attachment styles, that avoidant attachment styles. You could see in Russia's experiment with the babies, when they just fed them a bottle, they didn't touch them, didn't hold them. Over about 60% of the babies actually died from loneliness. You can actually, die of being completely alone with no thriving. You have to have touch. You have to have communication. You have to have a human bond. That's kind of like cellular. So there's this thing of rejection. And so often, I've heard rejection leads to redirection. It's not on your path, right? And it's a feel good way, but dismissal's the same way. They dismissed me. My best friends don't include me with my parties, or she didn't include me because she went on to her trick, right? And this is where I'm going. So I got this case recently. Well, I've had this case. This case was it's quite an old case, except that I'm having a feeling that this is another one coming up. And on a personal level, I have run across people, and I'm very cautious, because you got to be very careful of your friend group. And reasons why I say this is so often you don't realize that you're in a competition with somebody, but that friend is competing against you. It's the most bizarre odd behavior is when somebody's in like a relationship, a friendship relationship, or a intimate sexual relationship, that they will in some way try to get their friends or their best mans or girls or their sisters or brothers, potential date or friend. It's almost like they isolate it. So here's what I'm saying is I had 2 friends that come in, and this is similar to like 2 years ago, 3 years ago. And I had about 5 or 6 of them. And I'm starting to see a theme in these teenagers. It's the same similarities. And I'm thinking, do you know these people's parents? Because I know a lot of people's stories in this story and in this town, and then more on top of that. But so these 2 girls come in, and they're best friends. And one of them's really highly upset with the other one because the other one is trying to get the attention of the one she likes. She has a crush on somebody. And so she's trying to get this guy's attention. And she's saying, it's no harm. I'm trying to do it for you. I'm just trying to, save you. Except that their friend that's we'll call her A. So A is the friend that likes, that has the crush. B is the friend that says, I'm going to be friends with him and see what he likes. This is the whole ploy, right? Except it never works out well. You don't need your friends to be running up onto you, for running your game for you. If the person likes you, then they need to do it. And if you're not ready to speak up, then you shouldn't be dating, right? That's the thing, is there's a maturity with dating. If you can't be mature enough to have that conversation, then you don't need to be dating at all. That's just, you're causing a lot of this, but then this is the dysfunction that's going to keep coming. So, and they get better with age. The manipulation and the tactics and the persuasiveness gets better. So B, friend B, is I'm going to be good friends with them. I'm going to get to go. But friend B's got a boyfriend. Okay, let's go on that one. B got a boyfriend. Boyfriend thinks that she's doing just the same, befriending him, except boyfriend's not friends with this crush. Knows a little bit, says something. He kind of dismisses. He ignores a lot of behaviors. Friend A is starting to notice that friend B is spending less and less time with her and spending less and less time with her boyfriend and spending more and more time with her crush. Okay? So friend A finally, because, I'm a marriage and family therapist. Well, I do therapy on that, specialize in it. I say, what are you doing? If you're interested, go say it. Go say it. What's the worst going to do? They're going to say no, right? Or not this moment. So we were planning on that. So friend A did. Friend B didn't say nothing about it, but they had been hanging out for a long time. So friend A gets told, not going to happen. Friend A is really crushed at this point because there was a lot of things going on. He was being nice. He was doing this, asking a lot of questions, right? Not realizing they weren't for her. I don't believe they were for her. Friend B ended up going out to some parties with him. Infidelity came into play with it. And yeah, friend B was interested, but it wasn't the first time. So friend B was really upset and didn't understand what had happened. And I said, well, your girlfriend cock blocked you and then went in. She said, but she did. And then she started backtracking. She goes, she's done that with every guy I've been interested in. And then we had to think. And I said, well, do you think that she's your friend? Does friends do that? She came with a few names. And then she wanted to, I'm going to beat her, And I was like, well, why? She just eliminated the dirtbags. Now you know. But now you actually have proof on her. She gives herself a name. The guys go around, they say this. The guys sleep around, they're a hero. Girls sleep around, they're a zero. So her friend B just became a zero. She just devalued herself. And after so many years, that's all they're going to know her as. The whore. So friend A comes to me. We work on some situations. We work on some de-escalation skills. And we learned to redirect it. But there's one thing that she kept sticking on. I was rejected. And I keep getting rejected. So she keeps getting rejected. And she said, but that's just a redirection. I know rejection's not it's a redirection. I know I'm okay. It's okay. It's just going to take some time. Maybe they're just not ready. And here's where it is. Rejection's just fucking rejection. Excuse my language, but rejection is a rejection. In and of itself, yes, you're rejected. No matter what the reasons are, rejection could be because you're ugly, you're fat, you're stupid, you're ugly, you're smelly, you're bad in bed, or you kiss ugly, or you don't have any money, your color of your skin, your color of your hair. Yes, you were rejected. Don't know why, and there's no reasons to sit here and placate it and pacify it. Yes, your feelings are going to get hurt because you were expecting somebody was going to value you the way that you valued you. But they don't have to. They rejected you. They dismissed you. Your friend dismissed you. She rejected you, but she had all plans to reject you from the beginning. Whatever her reasons were, she seemed like she was competing. She was actually trying to take every guy that was liking you away from you, saying, ha ha, I can do it. Look, I'm better than you. They like me better than you. No, girl, your box is just the same as anybody else's. They were just getting something on and go. Because if you were, you wouldn't have to do that. You would never, ever do that to your friend. So you obviously shown out that you were not her friend. And secondly, my girl A realized, yes, you're going to get rejected a lot. And that is exactly what it is. It's hurt. Rejection is not redirection. Rejection is not wait while I get my stuff together. Rejection's not let me find an excuse why we're doing this. Rejection's not to wait. Rejection is a lesson in itself. There's a lesson in the rejection. Why do you keep getting rejected? Are you asking the wrong people? Are you talking? Are you encompassing too many things? It's very hard. Rejection's like horrible. But not to learn the lesson within the rejection puts us into this mindset of, oh, well, maybe if I did this, or maybe it's going on right here. Maybe if I do this. That's the mind F that you're doing to yourself. Rejection is rejection. They didn't want you. They don't want you. Don't know why their reasonings are, but why would you want somebody that doesn't want you? If you're not quite sure that that was really what it was and it was a time frame, go with the second time. And if the second time they do the same thing, walk. They don't want you. And if your friend pockets keep going like this, maybe spend a little bit more years testing them. You only give them what you're willing to allow them to give out, and watch them. Because if you say you have an interest in somebody and then all of a sudden they were like, oh, I'll go fill it out for you, walk. That's the second to walk. Because, friend B, yeah, she got all buddy afterwards. Then they started dating for like 3 months. And then that boy was like, get her the hell away from me. And then that friend B tried to come back. So that's where I come today. Because my little girl called me, texted me, saying this one's blowing up her phone, apologizing, saying they're sorry. Well, apologies are all great, but it doesn't change the fact that the behavior already happened. So I tell her, it's your choice. You can accept the apology, but the apology has to come with changed behavior. Are you willing to step back into it? Or are you willing to just say, I accept the apology for whatever it is worth, but we can never go back to where it was before? Or are you going to go back to exactly where it was before? The choices are hers, but the consequences are going to come with it, and they're going to get worse each time. But rejection is the lesson in itself. It's not a pacification, and it's not a waiting game, and it's not, oh, I'm going to do better. That leaves nothing but a cognitive distortion and a disaster for your heart, your mind, and your body. And it doesn't look good on you. 2 times, they really don't want you. And it's okay. Why not be with people that want you? You don't have to work so hard. And god dang, you don't need friends that freaking are going to compete against you, that are going to take all your aspirations, all your views, all your passions, and potential, like dates. Why? I wouldn't understand why the girl was doing that anyways. The hell's wrong with her? This is what's going on with our girls. The hell's wrong with you girls? You're supposed to build up. There's this whole freaking feminist thing as we build up our girls. And all I'm seeing is girls freaking competing against other girls. Women. I've had freaking 45-year-old women in my office that are still doing this. They are sleeping around. Dude, 3 years ago, I didn't even know the swingers were still a thing. I just ran into a whole freaking set of swingers. Like, I get it. if that's your thing, but then why are you in my office complaining? If you are participating, then you don't need to be complaining when this one's sleeping with this one. You participated in it. Now, just because you don't like the game, but you started playing the game, get out of it and walk away and realize the rejection that you're giving them is the lesson. The rejection that somebody else is giving you is the lesson. Learn the lesson. Maybe that's not your road. So don't go down it again.